Yo, what's good? This is MBS Uncensored, man, and we're back at it again, man. Um, Huge news comes out in the NFL, and it hits home for my co-host who's on audio right now because he's embarrassed to show his face, especially what's going on
Watch your
this
mouth.
week.
Watch your mouth.
What's going on? True X, the sports junkie.
Hey man, you know what it is. I'm not embarrassed, man. Look, I want to say thank you. So I mean, I'm not even mad about it. Like low key, at the end of the day, things are the way they are. You can't expect things to last forever. And of course, everything comes to an end. So regardless, I'm happy about, that he gave us that time. But we're gonna talk about it in a second.
All right. Like I was saying, man, Sean Payton, he's been a coach for the Saints for probably the longest from in Saints history. Steps away from the team, stepping away. I mean, it does not mean retirement. From what I know, he's still under a contract till 2024. If he decides to come back to coach again with another team, the Saints would have to trade him. So, with the news that you've heard, man, what are your thoughts about Sean Payton stepping away as the Saints head coach?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, man, I appreciate him. I appreciate everything he did for the New Orleans Saints. When Sean Payton got there, a lot of people, especially in my era or before my era, they they remember the Saints with bags on top of their heads. Um, the Saints was not a winning organization, but since Sean Payton and Drew Brees got there, that's all changed. If you ask a kid that's 21 years old, 25 years old, they're gonna say, man, the Saints have been good pretty much all those years. Sean Payton, man, like I said, thank you. He's won over 600% of his games, man. Um, I can't say nothing bad about him. He bought the city a Super Bowl. I know you're gonna be excited about it. I do think that he wants to coach for the Dallas Cowboys. I think it's gonna be a year from now. We're gonna see that he's getting hired to be the Cowboys head coach. But I'm still not mad because nothing lasts forever, man. And regardless of the situation, we wish that we could see Drew Brees and Sean Payton forever. But it's on to new things, and I'm excited about those new things. And we're gonna talk about it in a second. But thank you, Sean Payton, man, for all those wonderful years, changing the way that the New Orleans Saints are looked at by the world. And like I said, we're on to new things, man.
Um, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised when I found out about it. When you look at Sean Payton and what he's accomplished with this organization, some people can't do it, man, especially, going through the hurricane disaster. He held that team down. Him and Drew Brees, they held it down. When you think of that era, you think of Sean Payton, you think of Drew Brees. Um, I don't think he's gonna want to coach anywhere else. I think if
No.
it's, yeah, I think if it's not the Saints, I think Sean Payton will probably be done in coaching.
Okay.
I would be surprised if he goes somewhere else because, like I said, he's under contract till 2024. So, what does that mean? He takes 2 years off until that contract expires. So, I don't see him coaching anywhere else, not even the Dallas Cowboys. As much I would love that, but I just don't see it will happen.
The thing is, the Dallas Cowboy job, I mean, he has ties there to Jerry Jones. But not only that, when you look at the Cowboys job, and that's why I said I think if he's going to coach again, it's going to be the Cowboys because Jerry Jones is not going to be afraid to open up his wallet for Sean Payton. Um, and I look at what the Cowboys have right now. No disrespect to Mike McCarthy, but I think if Sean Payton wanted that job right now, they would get rid of Mike McCarthy. If Mike McCarthy doesn't get the Cowboys over the hump next year, I can assume because the Cowboys in a lot of people's mind were built to win a Super Bowl this year, and they didn't get out the first round. if that happens again next year, or even worse than that, they don't make the playoffs, I think that they're going to open up that wallet book for Sean Payton. That's going to be the only person that's on their mind. Nobody else. Even if he takes a year off, even if they have to give up some draft picks, the Cowboys are built to win right now. They have a young defense out there. We know what the key pieces that they have. They have great pieces on offense. They're built to win right now. And if you get a guy like Sean Payton, I just don't think he wants to be in a rebuilding stage. And I don't think the Saints are in a rebuilding stage, but the fact that they don't have a quarterback that he can, say for sure going into next year he could possibly win a Super Bowl with. I think that and of course with the salary cap issue that they have being over 70 million over the salary cap, I think that was a big concerning for him. And mentally, he just needs a break. I think he's gonna get his break this year, and I think he's gonna come back and coach the Cowboys. But like I said, we'll just see. We have to wait and see.
If he does anything, I'll see him as a sports analyst
I can see that too.
on TV. I could really see Sean Payton doing that. But so when it comes to Sean Payton, where do you rank him all time?
Okay, so first and foremost, he's the greatest Saints coach of all time. There's no debate. Jim Moore was solid. Mike Dicker, we understand what Mike Dicker did in Chicago. In New Orleans, it wasn't quite the same success. Jim Haslett had a couple of successful years, but it's not even debatable. Clearly, the greatest coach in Saints history. All time, I mean, he's up there. He turned around an organization that was looked upon as one of the worst in the NFL, and he brought them to definitely new heights. And the way, like I said, the way the young generation looks at that team is totally different. If you're talking about within the last 20 years, I know he's only been there 16. If you look at since he's been there, him and Drew Brees, who's been on a consistent basis when you look at quarterback coach, dynamic, they have to be right behind not right behind Brady Belichick.
I could think of one. I was about to say that.
clearly Brady Belichick. But after that, coach, quarterback, success for the team, I think that you have to go Drew Brees and Sean Payton. After that, I'm not sitting there saying, you got Peyton Manning and Tony Dungy. Yes, they won a Super Bowl together. But remember, the Saints beat them in a Super Bowl. I know it wasn't Tony Dungy, it was Caldwell, but they beat Peyton Manning. And like I said, the last 16 years, you have to take that into account. I think that he definitely deserves his flowers. I think Drew Brees deserves his flowers. What a combination, man. And like I said, greatest Saints coach of all time, greatest Saints quarterback of all time, one of the best coach-quarterback duos ever in my mind. As far as all time, I mean, I'm not going to, belittle anybody that's ever coached because I know what it takes to coach, and I don't even coach on that level. But I just can imagine I know it's tough, but I'm just happy that he was our coach. I mean, he was a great coach. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. I'm not going to say he's the greatest, but he's definitely one of them. He's definitely the greatest coach in Saints history.
Yeah, that's no debate. The greatest coach in Saints history. Where he ranks all time, if you force me, I would say at least top 10. Top
Okay.
10, top 15, what he's accomplished with the Saints, his winning percentage, what he's done in the postseason. Also, he has a Super Bowl championship on his belt. Also, so and the things that he does off the field. Also, you don't really hear anything bad about Sean Payton. Like you hear a lot of positive things about him. So I'm gonna say at least top 10, top 15, Sean Payton. Um, you know, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.